Hi class. So it's pretty late, but I did want to touch base with you today. So this is what I'm going to tell you. Thank you everybody for your profile speeches. I did get all of the 9 of them actually, and I'm just going to your. Let me just go to your profile speeches here, and this is what I can see. Final profile speech. Yeah, I will do a screen share here. So I can see, you guys have turned in your profile speeches. I can see Grace, Tyler, Priscilla, John, Brianna, Joanna, Brion, Ibrahim, and Evan. Okay, so I can see that there are 9 recordings that have been posted. And this is what I'm going to tell you is I haven't looked at it. I will look at it tomorrow, and I will be sending you, just like I did for your informative speech. I'm sorry, for your profile speech. I will send you a feedback, and I will give you a grade and a grading rubric. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Again, what you need to do is you need to go here, and you will see that right around this on your right side. You'll see right now it's 0 comments from me because I haven't given my comments, but you'll see my comment there, and you need to look at my comment and respond to my comment. Okay, you have to click the comment, and you hit the reply button, and then in a video itself you need to respond to it. Just like I give you an example with practice profile speech that I had. You can where did it go? Yes. So with like practice profile speech, let's say I'm looking at Priscilla's, just using it as an example. You can see that I have given her my comments. So if you were a speaker, what you would do is you will, like for your final profile speech, you'll see that I have given you my comment. I haven't given it to you as yet, but you should be getting it sometime tomorrow. I need you to, once you see my comment, you need to hear my comment and then hit reply to my comment, and then again choose the video function to respond to me. All right. And what you need to respond is you need to tell me whether I just like you need a feedback from me. I also need a feedback from you. I need to know whether my comment was clear. Maybe I could have given you some more examples. Maybe if you had some questions, even after the final take was over, if you want to ask me that question, I would love to respond to you. Just like we would do in a face-to-face class. After hearing my comments, I would like to hear your thoughts, things that you feel that you could improve, things that you feel that maybe I need to look at a few things. So it needs to be a dialogue. Again, I need you to, it shouldn't be much, like maybe a 30-second comment on my on my comment of your profile speech. Okay, so again, I haven't looked at your speeches as yet. I will take a look tomorrow, and then I will provide you my comments. Once I provide you my comments, I will let you know that I have provided my comments. Now you can go ahead and see the comments. Okay, and of course I'll give you a grade and a grading rubric too. So all of that will happen. So I will now move on to the next segment of our class. I'm looking at your class here, and I am looking at your syllabus. Let's see, I may have to, yeah, I don't need to even go there. I just need to share the screen with you. As you can see, so today we start our discussion on language delivery presentation 8, and then we are going to be talking, I'm going to be telling you about some details. We'll talk about informative speech. Uh, I I was thinking of talking about it next week, but then I thought that no, I need to do it earlier. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to right away start talking about your informative speech, which is coming up. Okay, so that we get enough time to work on it, to discuss it. So I would like to talk about it today itself. So yeah, and so actually on November 14th, which is Sunday, November 14th, all your informative speeches will be due. Okay, so you get roughly about 13 days of prep time and understanding time, and um, to understand the next segment, which is informative speech. And then we start discussing persuasive speech, and then we go for a persuasive speech on November 28th actually, and then we'll start talking about argumentation and debate, and our final speech will be on December 12th, which is your argumentation and debate speech. Okay, so I've got really ahead of myself. So right now you don't need to focus, so far ahead. Just focus on the next couple of weeks, and let's discuss informative speech. Okay, so as I told you, I just want to get right into it, and of course I will be also discussing chapters 15, 16, and chapters 18. So I'm going to stop sharing this now. So the first thing is what I'm going to talk to you about is informative speech, right? So what you need to do, class, I will share a slide with you, and I'm pretty sure that I've put it in your PowerPoint instructor. Let me see. No, I didn't actually. So I'll put it down right now for you. 5, and then informative speech. And attaching it right now. So here we go, and it is there. So now I can actually share it with you. And so here I am trying to share it with you. So as you can see, if you look at PowerPoint instructor, that's where you're in the third PowerPoint presentation basically talks about informative speech, and you just click that and this one opens up for you. Okay, so this just to give you a little bit of a background about why we are doing this and what we've done in the past. So so far we've been talking about storytelling, right? That's what you did in your profile speech. It was a story slam, and all of you told me a story in your life, right? Which could be about the theme could have been about resilience, or it could be about silence, or it could be about disguise. But I got to know a part of your life through any one of these themes. So what you did is storytelling, right, in your profile speech, and you had the content. Nobody knew the content as well as you did, because you are the creator of the content, not me. It is about your life, so I would not be not like a persuasive speech or informative speech about capital punishment or something where I can say, hey, you got that fact wrong or something. No, I cannot say. When I hear your story, when I hear the story of your life, I would not, I'm not going to say that this is right or wrong, because you are the master of the chapters in your life, right? So here in the next segment, when we start talking about informative speech, it's not going to be any different. There is going to be difference, of course. I'm going to explain that. But again, you will own the content of the speech, okay? And I'll tell you how. This is how it's going to be similar to your profile speech. In the profile speech, you owned the content. It was about a chapter in your life. I did not know what was happening in your life, so you had full control over it. Here, I'm going to ask you to live a challenge, okay, or challenge yourself to do something for the next 14 days, 13, 14 days, right? Almost 2 weeks. and the challenge that you will choose will will add some value to your life. It's going to transform your life maybe in a small way, but it will make a difference in your life. So you have to choose the challenge. It could be, let's say you feel that, you haven't been sleeping at the right time. Every day you've been sleeping at around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and you've been getting up late. Maybe you have a morning class to attend and you've been feeling groggy and you haven't been attending class and you think you're not doing well in sports or not doing well in your job. It could be so many things, okay, just for not sleeping at the right time. So you decide that this is something that needs to be addressed in your life and you need to make a change. So for the next 13 days, you will establish a sleep schedule for yourself. And you say that I will be sleeping at 9 p.m. every day for the next 13 days. That's a challenge that it's not going to be a big, long, like a 2 month or it's going to I'm going to make it short, and I'm going to see whether I can do this for 13 days in a row. Okay. So you can also come and tell me that, Dr. Sen, I didn't do it 13 days in a row. I just couldn't do it. You can come and tell me that there were a few days that I was successful, or you can say there most of the days I was unsuccessful. So it's your, you got to address it. You got to work at it. There will be days when you'll see success, when there'll be days when you will not see success, but you need to do reporting. You need to report it to yourself. You need to write a journal. You don't need to share that journal with me. You can just write every day what you've been doing. What progress have you made? Okay, in this new change that you have adopted to make a difference in your life, right? So this is just an example that I gave you. So, but I have several of these examples on the slide that I just showed you, informative speech. There's several challenges that I have. Again, you can choose any one that I have mentioned on my slide. But then this is so specific to you because it's your life and you should know what challenge you would like to practice that will make a change in your life. I won't be the best judge for it because you will own the content. You know what will be the best for you, right? So here as well, you own the content. You know what challenge you want to do. You know why it makes a difference in your life. You know that, and so you'll own the content. Okay. However, this is going to be slightly different in your profile speech as well. You did hold the content, right? It was a chapter in your life. This one is a challenge that you're going to take up for 14 days that will make a difference in your life. So this is also something that the content is yours. However, it's slightly going to be different because this time I'm going to ask you to support your challenge through some research. Okay. So when you do an informative speech at the end of these 13 days, and you come to class, you come on Zoom and you record your speech, right? On GoReact. Okay, not on Zoom, but you go on GoReact and you record your speech. At that time, you will be talking about the challenge that you chose and why you chose the challenge and how did it go for you. We're going to talk about the tactics of how you present it. We're going to talk about that in a little while. But this time, your story will be quite pertinent and very crucial for the audience to know. Okay, because I'm sure you're going to choose something that you feel is a personal need that you need to address, but you also need to think about the larger audience and think about the challenge that you're going to take up, and later on have a presentation where you talk about the challenge. Will that make an impact on the audience? Will it be a topic that the audience will care about? Okay, so you've got to think about the private sphere, why you're doing this challenge, and you also got to think about the audience, whether the audience needs to know about this topic. Okay, so it has to be a balancing act. Okay, so when we talk about ethos, your credibility comes through the way you live that challenge, of course. And there's a lot of credibility also that has been established through your profile speech, because now we know who you are, and we know a part of your life. So there's a story that you have already. So that's that's a prior knowledge of the audience about you. And now you're coming up with with a challenge, and you're going to be talking about the challenge in informative speech, and you're going to build ethos or credibility through that. Okay. Um, so your content, the topic that you've chosen, or topic / the challenge that you've chosen, the way you approach it, you make it sound, doable. You make it sound important. You make it sound believable. You make it sound that as if the whole challenge and the problem that you've talked about is something that can happen to anyone. Okay, so you make yourself very credible. Okay, so all of these things kind of make you credible. But again, which you didn't do in the profile speech. I didn't ask you all to do it. But this time, when you are talking about the challenge that you're taking up, you need to back it up with some external sources. Very important. Okay, so I don't care whether you do scholarly sources or you do you have sources from the popular media, but it needs to be a source. Okay, so let's say I'll give you an example. Let's say you, as I said, that you need to. I'm going to build up on that same example. You decide to sleep at a certain time every day, 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. That's my bedtime. For 14 days, I've been sleeping at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. It's kind of affected me badly in my social life, professional life, personal life. I need to make a change. Okay. And I'll be, my bedtime will be at 9 p.m. every day. So it depends. Now, the way you've positioned it, you might be saying that one of the biggest thing that is happening in your life because you're not sleeping at the right time is sleep deprivation. Okay, you start talking about what sleep deprivation is and what it can do, what effect it has on your life, professionally, socially, in different aspects, okay, cognitively, all of that, okay. And you talk about that, but where's your source? You just can't come out of air. So you need to tell us that this is what the sleep. I'm going to talk about sleep deprivation, and I've got my research from so and so article or so and so person who's a leading practitioner of sleep studies has talked about the importance of sleep, having 8 hours of sleep. So then you back it up. So you build your ethos through your story and through the way you've lived your challenge, but you also have the power and the authority of external source, okay, that you can use to back up what you're saying. So you got to do that. There's a difference here. Other than that, you just got to do, there are things that you need to do. First of all, let me just move on. Let me show you the challenge that you have here. 1 second. There you go. So I have mentioned this, that it's not 7 days, apologize. Here it is 4. So it's about 13 days, right? So it's about 13 days, 13 consecutive days, right? So you need to choose a challenge and you need to live that challenge for 13 days. So some of the challenge examples that I have here is, I'm just, 1 second here. I just realized that I did not share the screen with you. Here, I'm just going to do that again here. So here, as you can see, this challenge is for 13 consecutive days from November 2nd, which is, which is tomorrow. And then it'll go on till the day of your speech, which is November 15th. So it's about roughly 13 days, a little more, about 2 weeks. This is an award-winning assignment. It makes the student speaker own the material. Okay, he feels that he owns the material because this is the challenge that he or she is living. And so there's a lot of ownership of the material. That makes it much more engaging. And it also transforms a part of your life. So it's good. It's good in in every way. So here are some challenges that I've talked about. So you can, and these are some that I have, I felt that these are helpful, but if you don't want to do any of these, that's fine. if you just want to, you have something else in mind, that's fine with me. Okay, I just use these because these were helpful for me. At least I liked some of these challenges. My personal favorite, because I am in communication, this is what my personal favorite is listening to speakers or ideas or thoughts. Listening to speakers who I do not agree with, who I do not like, or who I do not, because their value system is we don't have any shared values. But I want to hear them for the next 13 days, because I want to know whether they are my values. I start beginning to share some of their values, or I still don't, but at least I understand where they're coming from. So that's one of my personal favorite. Another one is that I like learning about different cultures, faith, idea. I like that. So if I would have an opportunity to do it for 2 weeks, I would do that too. So you can see whichever, you can choose from any of this. Again, it's in your slide, and in your slide, I made a mistake. I wrote 7 days instead of 13 days. So just remember that it's 13 days, not 7 days. I actually mentioned, remember, 22nd to November 5th, but I say 13 days instead of, I say 7 days instead of 13 days. So but you know that. Okay. So, so that's that. These are some of the challenges, examples of challenges that you can take up, and what you need to do. I don't want to make our this segment very long. I will post another one very soon. Right after I grade your profile speeches, I'll post I'll post another video tomorrow, and I'll talk to you about more in details. But right now, what you need to do, because I just shared this with you, I need you to go to Go React here. And I'm trying to go to Go React. 1 second, class. Here. Go React. 1 second. Where did it go? Disappear. Okay. Yeah, got it. So I would like you to go to Go React. And once you go to Go React, you've seen that I have already put up this for you, challenge idea. So what you need to do is, I've kind of made this assignment open so everybody will be able to see each other's posts. So what you need to do here, and I'll record myself while I talk to you, assignment description. Okay. And you need to turn this in pretty soon. It's not a very big assignment. That's why I have a very, 1 second, continue to recorder. And yeah, okay, so here we go, record. So as you can see that this is not going to be a very big assignment. So I have a very short, early due date for this. This is, you need to make a decision as soon as possible. As soon as you see my video, because you need to work, you need to decide on a particular challenge that you want to do for the next 2 weeks, and then do an informative speech about what challenge you took, why did you take that up the challenge personally, and then why should it matter to the audience to hear about a topic that you have chosen for your challenge. Then talk about how you lived those days of challenge. What were some of the obstacles that you faced? All of that, and I will discuss more in details later on. But right now, what I'm interested here, when you see this video, you know that that there are 3 things that I want you to talk about and post it here. The first thing is, clearly mention what challenge have you taken up for that you are going to live that challenge from November 2nd to November 15th. Okay. What is that challenge that you've taken up? So I need to know that. First question. The second question is, I need to know why. Why have you taken up that challenge? So you need to tell me, let's say, you need to tell me, why personally from the private sphere, why do you want to take up this challenge? You can say that, I'm not proactive, or I'm not I procrastinate a lot, I'm not organized, and so this will just make me more organized. It depends, okay, upon the challenge that you've taken. It depends upon the you need to really look deep into yourself and figure out what change do you want to make in your life right now, and then take up a suitable challenge that addresses that change. So you got to tell me, what is that missing thing, that missing part in your life that led you to choose this challenge. You got to tell me that. That's the second question. And the third question is no longer about yourself. You need to move from the self, from the private to the public. Okay. Let's say you talk about sleeping at the right time, and you actually you talk about sleep deprivation. And then you can talk about this culture. The culture that we are into is how many people are sleep deprived, and how young are these people. It can start from a very early age. And as a culture, we are sleep deprived. We have 2 jobs or maybe multiple jobs, and then we have a family. We're taking care of our family, all of that, and we are getting into a situation where we are not sleeping enough, and that leads to depression, anxiety. I'm just throwing this out for you. So you got to tell about the private self, why it's important to you, and then you say that why it's important to the larger public. So these are the 3 things you've got to tell me. Again, repeating it: what challenge have you taken? Why have you taken the challenge for yourself? Need to know about yourself. And why is it important for the public or the larger audience to hear about this topic? What do you see in this culture that the audience is going through as a culture, and that they need to be informed about this challenge that you're talking about? What's going on in the larger, within the larger audience? So this is what I need you to do. It will not take a whole lot of time. As you know, I would probably maybe spend a good hour thinking about what challenge. That's the more than typing or anything. I think it requires thinking about what challenge you want to do, what getting deeper into yourself, asking questions to yourself, is what is it that you want to change in your life. And then once you figure that out, talking about these 3 things is the easiest thing. Probably will take about more than 5 minutes, right, to talk about that. But just figuring it out what you want to do and going deeper within yourself and asking yourself what challenge you want to take up that will make a change. That could be something that you need to maybe spend a little bit of time on. But this project is not like writing a huge paper or anything. There's 3 questions that I need to know. And this needs to be turned in to me. Let me see. When do I have it? It's an open assignment, which means that everybody can see everybody's video. And I think I may be wrong, but let me see. I think I told you all to turn it in by 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday. All right. And then I will provide you my comments. Once you post your video, I'll provide you my comments. All right. So I'm going to finish it here and waiting for the media to process it. See the post. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing this one. And that's it. I think I spent quite a bit today. I won't spend too much of time. I know that, our attention span we don't like to watch very long videos. I'm going to break it up here. And tomorrow I will grade all your profile speeches, talk a little bit more about your informative speech, talk a little bit more about language, delivery skills, all of that. Presentation aids, I'm going to talk a little bit every day. And not every day, but as and when it is required. And then I will, that's it. So I look forward to posting it tomorrow for sure. And after